All these years we've been building rail trails and we've been funding them, and yet we hadn't made America into a walking, biking country yet. More needed to be done. And Mr. Oberstar, Jim Oberstar, had a plan. He always had a plan. And he saw me as his lieutenant. As a matter of fact, at one point he called me the strategic genius behind our legislative success, which is probably the highest compliment ever paid me. But part of his plan was to have what we call the non-motorized transportation pilot. And this was he put it into the transportation legislation in 2005. 4 communities were selected. Each of them got $25 million. They were 4 very different communities. Minneapolis was a big town. Columbia was a small town. Marin County was a big county. Sheboygan County was a small county. But those 4 communities were charged with make investment in your walking and biking infrastructure and see if that means more people will walk and bike. So we had a wonderful group of people who worked on it from all of the 4 communities. RTC coordinated the whole effort. We worked with Federal Highway Administration, with CDC in Atlanta, with the Research Board in Boston that does transportation research, but mostly it was at the community level where the people in those communities got together and they decided, what do we need to do right here in our hometown or in our home county to make it more likely that people will walk and bike. And the results of that pilot experience have been tabulated. I will tell you one interesting factoid here, which is that in those 4 communities, over the 6 years after they started building infrastructure, people walked and biked additionally to the level of having avoided 85 million miles of driving. That's 85 million miles that people walked or biked because they had the infrastructure in which to do it that they otherwise would have driven in a car. We call that mode shift.